3 Days Grace. Human.
Hello, JJ's Review Realm. Today, we review the new 3 Days Grace album.
Human.
But really?
Okay, this album's definitely not human.
It's anything but. It's
This is their fifth studio album,
yeah.
and this is their first with their new singer who sang In My Darkest Days.
Yeah.
Who I know nothing about. You know, 3 Days Grace is one of those bands where, you know, you pick a few songs, I think, out of their albums. I'm sure there's plenty of diehards out there, but for me, I pick a few songs out of their albums, like their self-titled and 1X and Life Starts Now.
Yeah.
Which is honestly the last time I even listened to them, which was 6 years ago. I didn't even listen to the last
Dude,
album.
I haven't listened to them in
Transit of Venus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when they had their old singer, you know, there's a lot of songs I enjoyed from them. You know, like obviously, you know, I Hate Everything About You and Animal I Have Become and Never Too Late and
yeah,
you know, The Good Life and, you know, songs like that. You know, you pick songs out of these albums, but for this album, there's no songs that stick out to me.
Here's the deal. I actually spent some time thinking about this.
Yeah.
And I was kind of going over in my brain about, like, you know, what makes a band stick out, like what makes a song really stick out, and, you know, certain chemistries that bands have. And for 3 Days Grace, because I'm familiar more with their older stuff, to be honest. We listened to this album. I've listened to this album twice. And what I would say is that, you know, from my ears and, you know, just for the sound that I think they're trying to achieve, I think that they're very vocal dependent. Because they're, you know, everything just kind of has to be working. They don't have, like, any players that can really, you know, if somebody's lacking on an album, that they can really make up and make a song memorable. If somebody's lacking, the whole thing kind of falls down.
Right.
And I think this vocalist, to be perfectly honest, I don't think this vocalist is a very good fit for them.
No. I think the problem with him is, I think from what it sounds like to me, he's trying to replicate the old singer too much.
Right.
He's not bringing
something
something new to the band.
Right.
You know, I mean, it can go either way, because I think the band wants to stick to what they're known for on their older material because it made them successful. But the singer's trying too hard to repeat that, and it makes it.
It seems stressed. It seems
not
like
good.
It seems like a stressed performance. The second track is called Painkiller.
Yeah, not to be confused with Judas Priest,
right?
You know, which is
that Painkiller is far better than this Painkiller.
Yeah.
And the painkillers that I had to take.
I think the singer almost, he sounds like a combination of this band's old singer and the singer in Sum 41. I get.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
I get that a little bit. You know, so it's 3 Days Grace.
It's an awkward
combination.
Yeah, it's just an awkward record to listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think that older fans of 3 Days Grace are probably maybe be slightly offended by the vocals.
Yeah, you know,
people that really are that into it and, you know, had some sort of attachment to the vocals. I think, especially when they see those songs performed live, they're gonna be upset. Is this their second vocalist?
Yes.
This is their
second.
Okay.
This is only the first one's been with them the whole entire time.
The whole time, yeah, exactly.
You know? I'm gonna make a crazy comparison here, because these two, 3 Days Grace is in a completely different genre than this band I'm gonna compare to is. But Suicide Silence, they, not musically obviously, but they lost when Mitch Lucker died, and then they brought Eddie Hermida on board. They stuck to what they were known for. Yep. But Eddie didn't try to be Mitch.
You can't.
You can't do it. He brought something completely different to the band, but they still stuck to what they were known for. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And You Can't Stop Me was a really, really good album last year.
That was actually one of my favorite albums that came out last year, because I loved. What was the other one that came up? What was the one that came out before that? That was the last one with.
That was
Black Crown, right?
Black Crown, yeah.
Black Crown was a fantastic album. And I've been a fan of those guys for years now.
So obviously it's not a comparison because of genre.
Yeah.
But I mean, and,
I see
as far as getting another singer.
Yeah.
And you know how Suicide Silence ended up with another singer is far different.
That goes into the, you know, keeping that formula, somehow keeping so different ingredients but the same outcome.
Yeah.
Almost. You know? And I think that depending on what they're planning to accomplish musically, I think they might really need to go back to the drawing board after this. I mean, even if they honestly, they would keep the name, like, it just seems like a different group to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, like, if something like that happens, and you know there's that dramatic of a change, sometimes it's in a band's best interest even to change their name.
Yeah, you know
so
who that makes me think of is again completely different genre, but and you know a completely different situation. But As They Lay Dying.
Yep.
When Tim Lambesis went to jail.
Yep.
They started completely fresh.
And look how it's turned out, because Woven War has been successful.
Yeah.
Like, Woven War is good. You know, and so
again, a different situation. You know, Tim Lambesis tried to kill his wife.
Yeah.
He can't do that.
Yeah.
Human is very bland, very repetitive.
Yep.
And it's just nothing sticks out to me. You know, there's no songs to pick out of that are really good to me.
Whenever I hear the name 3 Days Grace too, I always hear like 3 Days Grays. Like that time I went and volunteered at my senior center in Patchett and got to hang out with the old people for 3 days. It's the magic carp of records.
Yeah.
But
just about.
I mean, if you did pick up the CD and you were disappointed with it, I mean, you got a pretty sweet coaster. So you can use. There's always that, you know. And you can use it. You can use it to tan, or if like you gotta fix your makeup.
That's a horrible thing to do. That wouldn't work at all because your face is all like, you know, it's like looking through a.
Well, you never know. It could be somebody that's horrible.
Like a mirror in like a fun house.
Or it could be somebody that's wicked ugly, and then the CDs deforms their face and makes it look beautiful. God, if I had to give this a rating, what would I give it?
5 out of 10 for me.
I might give it less than that. I might give it like 4 out of 10. The only reason why I would give it a 4 out of 10 and not like a lower than that is because, you know, there are a couple. There's 1 or 2 songs maybe on that album that will maybe stick at some point for somebody.
No, honestly,
that I could see becoming, you know, like that. But
honestly, I don't remember what any of the material sounds like. Really, because it doesn't stick out. I mean, the only one I remember is Car Crash, just because our friend was talking about it earlier, and we kept repeating the chorus.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop at the red light.
Yeah.
Okay. Really very disappointing.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that,
you know,
sorry.
Or if you do like this album,
good.
You know, good for you. But 3 Days Grace, I know. Just personally could never get into them that much. I feel like you're gonna throw somebody floaties because they're gonna drown in the mainstream.
Yeah. Whatever's next, hopefully, is better.
Yep. There's a lot of promising stuff coming out as well. So for those guys in the Merco conspiracy, we may potentially give you a wild card for your celebrity deathmatch bracket.
We may give you an F5 to one of you.
And you don't know who it's gonna be.
Nope. Adios.